Why did we call it the wave house? One is that the wave, what it represents, it's a curve, right? The essence of the universe is very often described as wave particles. And that this house makes waves from a design and architectural point of view throughout this environment, throughout this beautiful neighborhood of Venice. Concept was I wanted to really blur the lines between the roof and the wall, first story and second story, and then also have like a continuous feel from the ground up.
The shadows will play and change throughout the day, throughout the time of year, and so that's how you can get some interesting variation with something like white that works very well with shadows.
When you see the house from the street, you want to have an experience and you want to have a sensation. And then at the same time, the colors are also very important because the white actually, depending on the view of the sky when there's clouds, the white kind of blends with the clouds. And then having a place for the eye to go. So you focus in on it, and then where does your eye go, and then where does your eye continue to go? That's being able to direct the vision and direct the experience. But doing it without any repetition. And so why no repetition? Because that's the way nature works. Nature doesn't repeat its snowflakes. It doesn't repeat the zebra pattern drafts, the grain lines. That's what we're doing here. That's how nature builds. That's how nature creates. And we're drawing on that. We're being inspired by nature's intelligence, and we're using those same strategies. Taking natural objects and actually superimposing them on the walls on a large scale. And then you can bring the outside in. This was not just a construction site, it was a studio, it was a research area.
You take the information of the built environment and then you feed it back into the design cycle. You don't just like design and then, okay, we're done, and then pass it over to the builders. It's really the feedback loop between the build, the design, the install is all very close together.
Like a living studio that actually just grew right out of itself. So it's approaching living, how do you blur architecture and holistic living and high level of design into the built world. Surfaces that undulate, creating surfaces that radiate. That's what I was going for here. At the same time, wanting to get the best family house you could possibly have. Large spaces. I want all the family members upstairs. I want to have a safe place for the kids to play. To anticipate and think in time frames of decades and generations, and that's the level of quality that I wanted to put into the build. That's the way I wanted to create it.